For the listener at home, Oscar has had a rubbing alcohol sitting in between the two microphones for months. Why is the rubbing alcohol here, and why is there a little crocodile on it?
Because for the fucking Lyle crocodile thing, you got it from the floor and went crocodile and then put it on there and it hasn't moved. That's why.
But why was it in here to begin with?
I don't know. It was behind a box. You were like, let me rummage around these boxes for a prop-based comedy in an audio-based medium.
It's not my fault you've got a Carrot Top-esque room full of gags.
Don't go through my mallets and my various scarves and my various like rags and stuff.
Look at this comedically sized giant coin. Think of all the things you could do with this.
Where would that go? Behind a big couch that I have right there. Look at that.
Or behind this giant ear.
I do like that we have just such a props budget for this and nothing else.
It's just, I wish the listener could see the chaos of where we have to record every week.
It's a goddamn madhouse, quite. Surely we can't do that as the opening. It's so it's niche to us.
I don't care. My name is Carl.
No, fuck off.
My name is Carl.
I'm not saying the next
My
one.
name is Carl.
No fucking way.
My name's Carl. You're Oscar, and this is Who Would Watch This? Welcome to Who Would Watch This, a podcast that...
Fuck off.
Yeah,
we just do that. My name is Oscar.
Hey, and he's all in. Go on.
I've done the start. You start now.
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, podcast where we watch a movie.
No, you say your f***ing name and then we'll go into it.
Oh, okay. My name's Carl.
My name is Oscar.
And this is Who Would Watch This.
Don't f***ing take my line. Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, then try and goddamn figure out who would have watched this.
Today, we are talking about props surrounding us in the room and Fate of the Furious, which currently has a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.6 on IMDb, and a 2.8 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
When a mysterious woman seduces Dominic Toretto into the world of terrorism and a betrayal of Jesus Christ and a betrayal of those closest to him, the crew faces trials that will test them like never before. What the hell? It's a bit of a mouth.
And boy, was he seduced.
Oh yeah, seduced is weird.
Yeah. But I don't know, I mean, we've got to assume they had sex.
Yeah.
We've got to assume they
Filthy,
had sex.
gross sex.
Oh, we've got
Dom's
to...
head in and out. It's gross. You won't want to see it.
It's simply too much hair from Charlize Theron meeting no hair from Vin Diesel.
There's friction. They're like Velcro.
Yeah, just a sticky rip, like if you're laying naked on a leather couch on a hot summer day. Just a real parting noise. It's crusty leather too.
That was 40 minutes of the movie. We'll go into very much details of what it meant for the franchise.
True, they were furious about it. Didn't happen fast enough.
Carl, this is the 8th one. The Fate of the Furious. The names are silly.
It's so close to the end.
Yeah.
Only 2 more after this.
Oh, that's the problem. As we've been doing these, 9 more have been released.
They're just pumping them out.
They're just shitting them out.
One every month. Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy?
It's great.
Who knew you could hire Tyrese Gibson that often?
I didn't know. I thought he was booked up.
I know. I'm going to get him for a pool party if he's coming back for an 11th.
Okay. Carl, we've been doing a little thing. It's now my turn. What's the little thing?
The little thing is we've been challenging one another to try and recap all of the previous movies to, catch everybody up in case you haven't seen them.
I've just realised I'm going to be doing it all for 10. I'm going to have to try and...
Oh, yeah, you're going to have to do the long one.
Oh, God. No,
Sucked in.
I tell you what. On the episode behind 10, you're doing the recount for the whole thing.
Why?
I think that's fair.
It's a blatant workplace bullying.
No. We've got no HR department, so fuck you.
I'm gonna open one. Where's my business card? Add it to the bottom.
Carl, do you want to give me a timer?
Yep. All right. So you're going to try and recap Fast and Furious 1 through 7
Yep.
in... Are we at 2 minutes or still 90 seconds?
I think 90 seconds.
Okay, we're committed to 90 seconds?
Yes.
I was able to just do it
Yeah.
before. Let's see if the new one... Let's see if Furious 7 has any impact.
Oh, hang on. Okay. Let's go.
And...
Okay, Brian is an undercover cop. He's trying to get Dom. Guess what? Dom and him become best friends and they love each other. Guess what? Dom loves him so much he doesn't come back for the sequel. Brian, he's an undercover cop trying to break down drugs in Miami. The Gibbs is there. They're solving it like brothers. Anyway, the third one. Guess what? No one's back. It's an old man. He's gross. He's in Tokyo. He's drifting. Han's there. Fourth one. We've got everyone's back again. And they're trying to stop a drug dealer. We've forgotten his name, but he's very important to the plot. Fifth one. Shaw. Pre-Shaw is there. He's going around London. Wait, no, shit. It's the safe one. Shit. They're stealing a safe. Ah, fuck it. Okay, they've stolen a safe. Great one. Best one. The Rock's there as well. Sure now. He's there. Pre-sure. He's in London. He's got a team. He's going to defeat the other Fast and Furious people. Okay, they do it. Let's tick off some things. We've got the 7th one now. Okay. Dom and Brian and everyone are like chilling and they have a lot of money, but then they're like, hey, guess what? Sure, he's back. He killed Han, even though he was already dead. So we gotta stop him. But don't worry, there's eyes in the sky. It's called frickin' God's Eye. There's a girl named Hacker. She's trying to hack it. The team have to sort of rally around, sort of make sure that the whole thing is safe. But what's Shaw keep doing? Shaw keeps doing? Stopping them up in them. But guess what? The team defeat the terrorist, and now they're all good. And Shaw is in jail.
And what happens to Brian?
Brian drifts off into the sunset. Carl, I've set the stage. Now we're up to the 8th one. I'm exhausted.
Oh,
How does we start?
I haven't enjoyed a movie ever. It feels like I feel stuck in this franchise. I want to get out. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of every character. I hate it. I hate it all.
They keep dropping off, like, the ones you kind of like, and then the ones you don't stick around. And they keep getting filled in with worse characters. They're plugging the holes with some of the worst characters ever.
I don't know why they're getting away with this. Why is Universal Studios letting this writer get away with whatever they're doing?
It's the same writer.
Every film!
I didn't realize from the 3rd to this one, I think the next couple, it's him.
No, he's like the George R.R. Martin of fast food movies.
Okay. How we start this one?
We're in Cuba.
Yes.
Great setting, looks awesome. I believe this is the first movie shot in Cuba after they were allowed to start
The
shooting
embargo
movies
stopped,
there.
yeah.
It looks great. I'm gonna throw it out there right now. I think this is the best scene in the entire movie.
God, you did that for the 7th one as well. Just the start's
They
great.
start great.
Oh, they're fast to the action and then drop it all.
I gotta tell you, this writer knows how to write the first few pages of a film. He's really good at it.
I'm convinced the Universal, he knows that. The Universal exec go, yep, 5 looks great. Greenlight the rest. And there's some garbage in the rest. God.
It would make so much sense that Universal greenlights off of 5 pages. Just a film executive just going, oh, I've never read a feature film.
No.
Always the first 5 pages, and they are always great.
I let my imagination run wild. I should be a writer, but I just picked the first 5 pages. That's my real skill in life.
Just read the first 5 pages of Mario? Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A plumber? I hope it stays in New York.
All right, so we're in Cuba.
Yes.
I don't know why they're here, and why is Dom's cousin here?
Don't know.
Is Dom from Cuba?
I guess so. Vin Diesel's background's always been weird. I don't think he's ever told anybody where he's from. So I think in this film universe, he's from Cuba.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He's from the streets though of Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems it. I've never seen him in a home.
No.
How did he end up in LA?
Got
From
no
Cuba.
idea. I don't know. They didn't think about that. But anyway, he's in Cuba.
Yeah.
He's with Letty and they're falling back in love, I think.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
They're there to swim.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they were on honeymoon?
They're on honeymoon, yes, because they got married in a dream last time. Keep
Yeah.
up.
The cousin's not great at fixing a car.
No.
And the man that owns the fastest car on the island challenges Dom to a race.
Yeah, because he's behind on payments.
Yeah. So Dominic decides to just shred a car apart
Yep.
and verse him in that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great stuff.
Catches on fire. I love they've got 2 people that are on motorbikes blocking traffic.
Yeah.
Which is fun. Ends on a nice big climax as well.
He reverses a car, which I think is faster.
Yeah, I think that's really
Yeah.
good.
I do he was we're not doing a quarter mile, we're doing a Cuban quarter mile. No idea what that means. And he also had Cuban nos. So
I loved Cuban nos. Why is the nos different there?
I don't know what the difference is.
What are they adding to it?
I don't know.
Is it because of the missile crisis?
I
They're
think
better?
so. Yeah, they're better, I think. They're kind of communist nos, It's kind of it works better.
Nos is a genuine, exciting cameo.
Yeah.
Every film to me. When anyone
The
brings
necklace,
it out,
the nos, every
Oh.
time these items and concepts come back, it's like, oh, I've missed you.
I think we could maybe in the 10th one we should just try and write one.
Yeah.
I think we could do it.
I think we could pound out the 11th.
I think we could
figure
do
out-
it.
figure
I
out-
reckon we could do. Honestly, we could give we could give that rider a run for his money on the first 5
I
pages.
think so. And then drop off completely.
Um,
Now, they win. Now, Dom he's so fucking cool, man. He's like, hey, I don't want the car that I just won. I just want your goddamn respect, man. I just want your respect.
if you are listening and you are under the age of 18, you have yet to learn respect is worthless.
Yeah. A car has a monetary
You
value.
have a car forever.
Yeah.
Respect goes away.
Goes away.
Somebody dies, they don't respect you anymore. They're dead.
They're dead.
Huh?
Yeah.
What a waste.
What an absolute waste.
This is revolting action.
Luckily,
honestly.
though, this comes back in such an insignificant way.
Oh,
So it's huge for us as a plot.
very I don't know, Buddhist.
Yeah. That's
It's good karma.
Yeah. The Cubans are big for Buddhism, I believe.
Yeah,
so
and karma.
yeah.
It's all what Dom puts out in the world, he gets back.
He immediately gets pretty bad karma from, I guess, the last 7 films.
Yeah, they finally catch up to every movie revealing that there was another person in charge of the previous person.
I love
is hilarious.
Silly. It's like, I remember, like, didn't James Bond do this with, like, that last one?
Yeah,
It's just
Spectre.
like, yeah, not a good bit, don't like it. But apparently the last 4 villains have been owned by Cypher.
Yeah, so Cypher is a major hacker.
Yeah.
That's Dom's big villain. That's his Thanos.
Yeah.
Or Joker.
Yeah.
Is a hacker. Someone that doesn't drive is his big villain.
Can't hack his car because it's too old. So these two are from different worlds, it seems. But anyway, she goes up to him on the streets. Him and Letty are like, you know, hey, you want to have a baby, Letty? And Letty's like, I think we're fine.
Yeah, I think we're good. And he's like, I'll go get a baguette and a rose. Then.
I'm glad you picked up. What in the hell was
What
this
was
bag?
that? What was his shopping?
He had a tote bag filled with 1 baguette and a single rose. La la la. He's never been shopping in his life. He just sort of walked around like, what do I need to buy? And I've got $10 million.
This is a big call out to the production designer. Or whoever, I don't know, who's in charge of that?
Yeah.
The production designer,
Some
right?
of the art director.
The art, whoever put this bag together, shame on you. At least have Cuban food.
Well, you never eaten rose bread? It's great. You gotta try a rose sandwich. It's a Cuban delicacy. That's what a Cuban sandwich is.
Letty was
Just a rose and bread.
Why couldn't he have just had like a bag of like cigars?
And some Cuban nos. I don't know what it comes in a can, I think.
Cuban nos in a tote bag. I've just been to the local cafe, huh?
Anyway, Cypher like goes up and goes, hey, look at this phone. I own you now.
She's like, do you know how much effort I had to put in to getting you to walk by me today?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Just talk to... You could have shown that to him after the race yesterday, to be honest.
Send him a text. You've got his number, it seems.
Just hack him.
Yeah.
Thought you could do that.
I think Vin Diesel's a robot, so she probably could have.
Oh, absolutely you could
Yeah.
have. I'm sure he's got a little chip at the back, and they just retire him after each movie.
Yeah. He shuts down.
Yeah. James Gunn occasionally goes and grabs that little chip for Groot.
Yeah,
but
just
other
the
than that,
voice, just the
yeah,
voice.
just the voice. This movie is going to have, I think, the most intense product placement of the entire franchise.
I'm immune to it, so I didn't see anything. Hit me. What was the
So
product?
she's wearing intense Ray-Bans. I've never seen the Ray-Bans logo bigger on glasses than the ones that she is wearing. And I think I've written down more. Maybe it's just the Ray-Bans. We'll find out as I
This
go
film
through my
is
notes.
so intense. They have a Ray-Ban.
How dare Ray-Bans do this to us?
Anyway, that's where Dom's at. That's the start of the film. We're like, where the hell are all our other characters? We've got Dwayne teaching a soccer game. Ugh, I don't want to talk about this. I'm not happy about it.
Way to undercut a character.
Yeah,
Don't you reckon?
100%. This character's just become Dwayne.
Yeah.
Like that sort of like Tooth Fairy-esque.
Yeah.
I feel like Tooth Fairy's his like best role because that's just what he is.
Yeah.
Encapsulated everywhere.
It's almost, I think, a good thing him and Vin Diesel had a feud.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I think The Rock is the most boring part of this movie.
Yeah, once he's kind of lost that, like, I feel like he was getting shat on a lot more at the start, like in the 5th one. They were
Yeah.
mocking him,
Yeah.
and he kind of gave it back, but he was sort of lost. Now he's kind of just this neutral, like there's a bunch of women that are at the soccer game, just to fuck him. I think.
Yeah.
That's kind of the gag.
Yeah.
We need less characters like this that fuck. Only Vin should be able to fuck.
Oh, absolutely. And I love the idea that he can never actually do it.
Yeah.
He's a foreplay man.
Yeah.
He's never gone more.
Him and Letty, she's like, should we get pregnant? He's like, I don't know where my dick is.
I don't know what that even means.
He is just an action figure. Like, he doesn't have a dick. He's just, I'm impervious to bullets, but I don't have a cock.
This scene though feels like a whole other movie.
Yeah.
Like not only a whole other movie, whole other franchise.
Yeah.
Like a Taylor Swift reference and forcing the CIA to like wave at his kid, and it's never been this outrightly goofy before. But this is the type of sense of humor that follows Dwayne Johnson in all of his movies. That
definitely.
he has like a hand in. It's always this style of humor, and it's not good.
No.
It's the same with there is so much insult humor in this,
and it just feels like I feel it's just the Gibbs that kind of gets the brood of it, but everyone else kind of just throws in like just a mean insult, and that's kind of what we're like.
None of it's funny.
You have a small cock. It's like, come on, give us something else, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like because the team's so splintered and it's just a bunch of like weird misfits left over from a bunch of films.
Yeah.
There's no like good dynamic, so then they all just sort of gang up on one person, because if they don't, it's like, why are you here?
So
why are you
many,
here, Ludacris? We have a better hacker.
Well, so this is so then basically Hobbs has to then enlist Vin and his team
Yes.
to come and do a secret mission.
Yes.
Why does this team keep doing this?
I don't know. At this point, it seems like they don't really. There's no favor. Hobbs is just like, can you do me a favor? Can you just do these? Like,
do they owe Hobbs a
they
favor?
They owe nothing. They owe nothing to him.
But they are
they've
rich.
They've no reason to ever go back into this lifestyle.
No, and they don't enjoy it.
No.
They can't. Why is the Gibbs ever involved again?
I don't know.
He does not enjoy doing these missions. He's never happy.
This is the worst one because it seems like there's no reason for them to start this again.
Oh, absolutely. It's this movie in particular.
Yeah.
Feels the most. I think this is the biggest jumping the shark of the franchise.
I think so
far.
yeah. I feel like 7 kind of softened it with like the sort of like Paul Walker stuff.
And heart.
Yeah.
I reckon it softened it with a little bit of heart.
Yeah, definitely.
This one is just wildly over the top.
Yeah.
It feels insincere. And this is such an odd film.
It is.
This sequence of them escaping with like the giant ball.
EMP, the big bomb.
Yeah, no, is that what that was? The swinging
Oh,
ball?
sorry, this wrecking ball fucking...
Yeah, the wrecking ball
This
thing.
Looney Tunes ass, like, fucking... It's like, the plan was to drive a bunch of cars and they'd set up a wrecking ball and it knocks over some cops and it knocks over some other cops. This is getting ridiculous.
Oh, they murder these
It's a
cops.
cartoon
They murder
with
them.
murder.
It's one driver's like, oh, what's that, big ball? Oh, just smacks him. Would have obliterated him. His kids would have just been like, my dad died last night from a wrecking ball. They couldn't find an inch of his body.
How cartoonishly way to die. It's pathetic, isn't
Wile
it?
E. Coyote wouldn't even let Roadrunner die this way. This is this opening, like, sort of action sequence thing.
Yeah.
Reminds me the most of the opening of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
The one where they're like, no, we're all gonna part ways, and Old Man Withers was the ghost alien, and Daphne, you ruined it for everyone. It feels like that.
It does. That's the sort of tone. Letty's like, why'd you do it, Dom, huh? Yeah, they steal the EMP, but then Dom goes rogue.
Dom rams the rock off the road.
Yeah.
Apparently he just did this on set, and they had to build it into the story.
They did, yeah. They kept driving around. Dom kept trying, saying, I'm gonna go rogue on him. And they went, I guess that's the story now. We had a really nice tale of you and Letty kind of working things out with your pregnancy. We had a nice sex scene with Charlize Theron, but now she's a sucking hacker, I guess.
A hacker. We're making that poor Oscar-winning actress a hacker. You happy, Vin?
We're giving her dreads just to kind of cover up.
Dom then drives a car onto a plane that doesn't even stop.
I think that's okay. I think this works.
No, I think it's fine. But what I would have liked is one of the police cars to follow him on.
Just kind of way over in his head, like,
oh no!
Listen, it's my 3rd day. I kind of thought I could arrest you. Assessing the situation, shouldn't be here. I can just bang. I'll leave myself out.
They didn't even give me a gun. I'll just hang myself with like my belt. Okay, I'm sorry. Or let me off.
I found a small tube. I'm gonna just like do the car exhaust thing. Give me 8 hours.
I'll join your team.
Don't want me? Okay.
Don't want me? I'll join Cypher.
I'll join.
You don't want Cypher?
I'm pretty good with computers. Excel's sort of my background, you know?
Is that a cage with a woman and a baby? Put me in there if you want.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I can change diapers. I haven't
Yeah.
done that before, but
Yeah.
I can try.
I'm a fast learner. That's my thing. That's my kind of
That's the
skills.
thing. You know, just a full resume.
He's like, all right, I'm pivoting now. It's a job interview.
Here's the thing. Pretty good with teamwork. Like I can.
Listen, I feel like you guys are quite divisionary. There's quite like a lot of steps here. You know,
Yeah.
you're hacking, you're in the cage. Let's get some synergy going. You know, let's get this guy's. Let's become a team.
Absolutely. Like I'm not. Like I couldn't take on the leader role.
Yeah.
But like I can help.
I'm a great support. So anyway,
Yeah.
this cop becomes sort of like this sort of quasi sort of villain of the whole thing, but sort of a villain to the villain.
Yeah.
Dom needs to learn a bit from him.
I think using this cop character throughout the film
Yeah.
was a very smart decision.
It was brave, and it really filled a hole that Brian left. You know, it was really. I mean, and good on and good on Guy Pearce. You know, really for stepping up as the cop role.
I know it was good to get like an indie sort of Australian actor
Yeah.
back out into the forefront. I know they wanted Ben Mendelsohn,
Mm.
but hey, you got Guy Pearce as the
Yeah.
cop that enters plane.
Yeah,
What a role! To never give him a name as well
yes,
was
just cop
haunting.
number one. It was haunting, and yet it glues the whole franchise together. It is a shame when he's obliterated, and now we're back on with the film.
so. The Rock
Yes,
is sent to prison
he is.
after this.
Yes.
He meets Mr. Nobody. Did they even meet in the last movie? I don't think they did.
Did they meet at the sort of end barbecue scene? You know, when they always have an end barbecue scene?
They didn't have one.
They didn't have one for the set. They didn't.
Yeah, they didn't. They did the Brian
Was he on
thing
the
at
beach?
the beach.
Was he on the beach?
Imagine if The Rock was there on the beach.
Mr. Nobody in the background, you could kind of see him like chatting, just like, "Hey, I'm Mr. Nobody. We'll see you in the next."
Nice to meet you. I didn't realize you were coming to the beach party. Yeah. So I don't know why they're like have like such good friends.
I don't know. Anyway, I think it's Mr. Nobody comes up to him like, "Hey, Dwayne, don't you worry. We've got just confess to your crimes, and we'll get you off in a secret way."
Does
Dwayne goes, "No, I'm gonna do this the right way." When has he ever done it the right way? He killed so many in the last one.
Oh, I know. And that's his thing. The way he gets out of prison is by more murder.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to do it the safe way.
Yeah.
Or the easy way. I enjoy doing it the violently hard way.
That's my moral code. Just being a nuisance to this franchise.
We also meet the wettest blanket of a character I've like seen in an action franchise for a long time.
Who has one of the worst character arcs I've seen in this whole franchise?
Oh, it's so lame. This is Scott Eastwood.
I know.
You would turn this down. This is pathetic of a character.
It's so bad. He's Clint Eastwood's son, who's Clint Eastwood is famous for being such like a in Hollywood like the most famous badass ever, and then you get him doing this role. It's oh man, you're gonna go to jail, and he's like threatening Dwayne, and then Dwayne just picks him up. How insulting!
It's so wimpish.
It is.
I've never seen such a wimpish man in my life. And Scott Eastwood could beat me up in
Yeah.
real life, but here he's made himself tiny.
Yeah.
I don't know if the director's being mean, but it's always down at him. Like the camera's always looking down at him. He's never level with the camera.
You can kind of see the director spitting on him during those
Oh.
down shots as well.
It's almost cruel. Cruel for them to do this to him. Why didn't they give him the policeman that jumps onto the plane role?
I don't know. Well, it's a meaty role. You can't really give it to you need years.
Guy
of
Pearce has been nominated.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
what's Scott Eastwood done? Things can't be going good for Scott Eastwood, right? You know it must be bad if your dad doesn't cast you in one of his movies.
Yeah. I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, Scott is a big fan of the potty, so actually, I do think, let's give him, throw him a bone.
Of the potty?
The potty.
He's learning, is he?
Scott Eastwood is shitting himself right now while he's listening, so good for him, huh?
Yeah. Hey Clint, if you're listening, show this
Clint
man the
is-
potty.
Don't worry, Clint is not listening to this podcast. Scott might. Clint is not listening to the podcast.
So he goes into jail.
Yes.
And he's put in the cell directly across shore.
Yes.
Surely you wouldn't do that.
No, you wouldn't do that, but hey.
No.
That's a comment on the jail. It's quite a clever film. It's a
Oh.
commentary on that. Anyway, they get out because I think Mr. Nobody opens a door.
No, this is the worst prison ever.
This is the
the Jason Statham grabs a little like probe of electricity and just touches one item.
Yeah.
And all of them open.
I love the line because Dwayne gets his cell open and he looks up to the camera and goes, "No, Mr. Nobody, I want to do something myself." He's it's the whiniest I've ever seen Dwayne. He just sort of anyway, yeah, you're right. The whole jail goes open.
Yeah. We get some cool parkour stuff from Jason Statham.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it out there. I think Jason Statham's the best thing in this movie.
Oh, 100%. He's got a bit of... He's that perfect balance of a bit of comedy.
Yeah.
There's a scene later at the end that I think is probably my favorite scene. But yeah, no, it's fun. Parkour. Again, Dwayne can't run. We established that last year when we did
You don't force him to run.
You don't force
Listen
him
to our Dwayne Johnson retrospective series.
Yeah.
We leave no rock unturned.
That's such... Honestly, we need to coin that because that cunt calls it his biography, No Rock Unturned.
Oh, could you imagine?
Furious.
Could you imagine? Also, thank you for slow clapping. The
They get out, but then Mr. Noah's like, you guys are gonna work together.
the Hobbs and Shaw stuff in this movie is so repetitive and shit.
It's awful. There's 8 scenes where they're going I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna fuck you
it's
so hard.
For lack of another word, gay. This is the
It
most
is.
homoerotic
Oh my god! Just
relationship.
one day I'm gonna shove my fist, rub your ass up and down until you climax. I'm gonna eat in my mouth. And you're like, Jesus Christ, guys!
I think one line's just I'm gonna fuck you like a Cherokee drum. It's oh my god. It's insane.
It is nuts. That's the first 40 minutes of them just trying to fuck, and then finally should we
do it?
Should we touch tips? What's going on?
It's just odd.
It is odd.
It's such intense insult comedy. I don't think The Rock is good at insult comedy. He seems to work it into a lot of his movies. Red Notice is me and Ryan Reynolds, we spar.
Yeah.
And I'm Ryan Reynolds spars a lot better than you.
I think so, yeah. But that's why I feel the fifth one was quite good, because I feel he would give it so aggressively, and then someone would give me a cheeky little you're bold. And it's that's fun.
He plays it so intense in the fifth one.
Yeah.
As a character.
Which works.
It
He's
does.
He's
It
an
works
aggressive
in that.
army man, but this one's a bit nah, I'm a bit cheeky, we're on the same level.
It's a shame the movie doesn't continue its tone from the Cuban scene, because I think that is the most Fast 5-esque thing they've done since Fast 5.
Yeah.
Interesting setting, just a race. It was still kind of stupid and 80s-esque. It's a shame they elevate it to this spy drama.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah. So they escape the prison. They immediately... Oh, this is the other thing. I hate that The Rock says son bitch.
Yeah, I don't get what his accent is, because you're right. Last time he was he's pretty not southern, but he's it's odd. He's done some choices, but he's done 3 choices and that's it. The rest is just him.
They clearly couldn't direct him. As a director, you'd be like, hey, what accent are you doing? And he's like, did you just talk to me?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Shut up, Scott. So the whole team's called because they're hey, we need to figure out this Vin Diesel situation. We've got the whole team there. Scott's also there.
Ugh.
They bring in
Everyone there is also oh, Scott's here too. Yeah. They say it to the character the entire time.
It's quite a good bit. It'd be good, but their insults are so vicious and just not that funny. Just I'm gonna fucking kill you. It's oh my... Be a fun, okay?
They're hey, Scott Eastwood, why don't you drink some poison, dick? And you're oh, it's just...
Why did you use his name in the script? They all get gathered, and it's the weirdest bunch of people. You got Letty, 2 hackers, you got the Gibbs, you got The Rock, and
oh, it's the worst team.
Jason Statham rocks up. They're didn't you kill Han?
Right? Wasn't this the entire? This was the entire. By the end of the movie, Vin Diesel's man, I love you, Jason Statham. Thanks for protecting my child. It's he killed Han.
Yeah.
In the last movie, he murdered somebody you loved. And they don't care.
They don't care. I think, I don't care as well, because Jason Statham is the best part of this film. Fuck it, I'll take him over Letty, just get someone else on the team.
I think
get rid of Ludacris, swap him out.
Oh, the movie is so, I think I worked out that one of the reasons they use Michelle Rodriguez so much is I think she's the only, actress there.
Yes.
In terms of, it's it's like a WWE star turned actor and a rapper turned actor and all of these, but she's the only one that's like, well, I'm just like an actress.
I can
and
give you a bit emotional.
Yeah,
I
it's
can give
like,
you
I can-
something. Like I can give you a scale rather than everyone else just sort of talking angrily.
Oh, I
There's
know.
like 8 people. That's why Jason Statham like gives like a bit of a performance.
Like Jason Statham definitely is like usually just does his like Jason Statham
of course,
shtick.
yeah.
But it's like, and that's like The Rock is just doing The Rock, and Tyrese Gibson's just doing Tyrese Gibson, and Ludacris is just doing Ludacris, and Vin Diesel's just doing Vin Diesel. But Michelle Rodriguez is not like that in real life.
Yeah.
And I've seen her in other movies, and she's usually pretty solid. So she's the only one that's like, I am acting right now.
And the director's like, great, you're in 9% of the film.
Yeah, you get the most to do. It's her and Charlize Theron who is having a blast on screen.
Oh, I think so. I think so. What a fun paycheck for her. She's like, you get me to do what? Sure.
Sure, you get, just type in front of a screen
Yeah.
and like just be silly.
Yeah.
It's the dream. It's like when they get Helen Mirren with a Cockney
Oh
accent.
my god, what a scene. Alright, let's just like, anyway, so,
So they use the God's Eye to try and track down Dom.
yes.
They then complicate it because they're obviously have written themselves into a corner where they're like, what do we do if the God's Eye exists?
Yeah.
It makes every mission too easy.
Well, it's like the last one. It's like the villain wants this because it's so overpowered, and then they've got it. It's like, it's pretty fucking overpowered. Don't worry, Charlize has hacked it.
Oh,
So,
I
the
love-
unhackable machine, it's been hacked.
I love when they go Dominic Toretto and enter, and they're like, "Oh my god, he's popping up all over the world," and I'm like, "Well, isn't it not finding all of them? Like, there's not just going to be one Dominic Toretto."
Oh no, there's only one Vin Diesel though in the world.
Well, they didn't type that in, did they?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Turns out they go, "Oh, where is she? Here!" Bam! They enter. They concuss everyone.
They have I don't know how hacking works, but she hacks their brains. I think.
Yeah.
They've got concussion grenades, which I thought were like a flashbang, but no, these ones like literally for an hour make you concussed.
Yeah.
So they steal the
You
God's
reckon
Eye.
they keep using that?
Yeah.
Just the
Great
entire,
technology.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Just keep using that. The Charlize makes out with Vin,
Yeah.
which I know neither of them seem to enjoy.
That is, it's probably the most realistic, uncomfortable scene in the film. Everyone's like, weird we did that.
Oh, it's also sort of just workplace harassment. After they steal the God's Eye,
Yes.
we find out why Vin Diesel is behaving the way that he is.
I thought this was hilarious because they're on the plane and Eleanor walks out and I'm like, is that fucking it? Is it just Eleanor, his ex-girlfriend the film's been trying to get rid of for like 2 movies now? And then they're like, no, she had a son.
Now that we know this,
Yeah.
what's the timeline?
I have no fucking idea because weren't they fucking in the 5th one?
Yeah, so if the sixth one say happens immediately after the fifth one,
Yes.
and then because she says she didn't tell him about the son because Letty came back to life, so, but that happened just after they met.
After 2009, remember, because when Letty died.
Oh yeah, okay. So do they mean? And the child looks what? 1?
Yeah.
No, maybe less.
Maybe less, I'd say.
So are we now saying that the timeline of from the end of 5 to when Furious 7 happened is because she flew out of a window in the last one?
Yeah, onto Dwayne, who is just a rock, essentially. so-
Absolutely. It would kill her bones,
Yeah.
let alone the baby.
yeah.
But do we think the baby had already been birthed by 7?
I don't think they knew this baby existed until the guy writing this thought, hey, what is the only thing that will keep Dom? Because essentially he's like, well, we can't steal Letty again. We've already done that. I guess a baby. So I don't think they knew the baby was going to come.
I know, but they've
The timeline's an absolute disaster. Honestly, it's Tokyo Drifts that causing an absolute nightmare for
Oh
them.
my god, it's going to be
He's
wild
so angry.
to try and untangle this by the 10th
I
one.
do love that the guy who wrote it, this was his first one he wrote, he's like, I'm only here for one, and went, oh god, the backbones of the first one I wrote. It's a mess. I don't think the baby should exist, or shouldn't exist, or it just shouldn't be there, but it's there now.
Yeah. Vin Diesel, I think he might think he's giving the performance of his career in this scene.
Yeah. Charlie's is having a ball and somehow doing better than him.
Oh my god. Poor Charlize Theron must have had to stand across from Vin Diesel for like, I reckon an hour to wait for that tear to roll down his cheek. There's no way that's a real tear, right?
Oh, it's a CGI tear. That costs 50 mil, you know? That costs... But it doesn't look great, though.
Just missed him.
Yeah,
Put some chili in his eyes or something.
Yeah, no, it's a weird scene. But anyway, so now the stakes are Dom has a baby,
Yeah.
and now Dom has to do things that Charlie's Theron wants him to do, because otherwise she'll kill the baby.
So they go to New York.
Yes.
They have in New York a bunch of cars that are
Yes.
seized from the east coast of America that they store in the heart of New York.
And Scott is such a wet blanket. He's like,
Ugh.
don't touch these cars. You're going to have a nice Prius. Just don't look at any of the nice cars. Oh, you're stealing the Lamborghini. Ah. They steal the nice cars.
Yeah, they do, and Scott's not happy
Scott's
about
not
it.
happy. Again, very big in the middle of Manhattan. The real estate's cheap, I hear, over there. So, yes, they can have this warehouse here.
Considering how expensive it is to just for space in Manhattan, they are not using the space appropriately.
Oh, no, they've got so much gaps, haven't they?
Oh my god, stack these cars
They're like
correctly.
forklifting stuff, but there's gaps in between them. It's like, why'd you forklift them?
Oh my god, I know. It's stupid. This is easily, I'll tell you right now, as somebody that is still to this day amazing at Tetris, I know exactly how you should stack these cars.
Oh, yeah.
Red, blue, purple, all on the left. Then discoordinated like a jumbling tower.
Okay, but here's the problem. How long have we got on this podcast? Okay, we've got 20 minutes. Color system, ridiculous. It's got
You've got a color code.
It's got to
You
be
got a color code.
alphabetical from makers. You know,
Yeah, go on. Name
Yeah.
one with an A.
Alfa Romeo.
Well done. Give me B.
Okay. All right, moving on. So this is a big house. They have a tank as well in the room. So Cypher has sent Dom on his first mission, and he's like, my car just broke down. Let me pull into this little alleyway. Don't look at me. And she's like, don't worry. God's eye can't not see you. Apparently it can. A simple wall or a truck could break this.
There's no other camera. There's no other camera. Like,
Down this alleyway. I don't know how Dwayne must have known that there is no cameras in this
Yeah.
area, because he puts his hood up. He's like, I'm just tinkering with my car. Don't mind me. And then an ATM camera, so she's got another view. But don't worry, a truck blocks the view of that. Huh. I wonder if that guy driving it respects Dom. I guess we'll never know.
we won't find out for a while. But it's weird she doesn't just send somebody with Dom. Like, she completely trusts God's Eye. Why doesn't
Yeah.
she just make God's Eye? Why'd she even steal it?
I don't know. I don't really know what the level of hackers are, because it seems like each of these, like, it seems like, Cypher's like this godlike hacker.
Yeah.
That's like, even Ramsey thought it was a corporation.
Yeah.
Turns out Ramsey and Ludacris can kind of, tit for tat hack.
I know.
So I don't really know who's the best hacker.
I feel like they're slowly moving Ludacris's character into like an inventing man.
You reckon?
He's like, I made the changes for these inventions for the car.
Yeah.
Right? I
it's
feel like
kinda-
they're
it's
moving
kinda like a
him.
Q.
Yeah.
like
He's a Lou.
to Q. But anyway, as this happens, Dom sneaks off, sees Helen Mirren.
I
She's got a
know.
Cockney accent.
She does. Good for her.
Good for her.
She's great here.
She is having fun.
I thought, wow, is that? I remember there being more of her. She comes back.
She come back.
She
come
comes
back. She come back.
So we get this giant action sequence in New York,
Yes.
where they hack every car that can be hacked.
Yes.
This is a pretty devastating event for New York.
Mm.
Like a pretty murderous high casualty event, right?
Yeah.
This would have a huge amount of attention on it.
I think so. And I think the geopolitical, like, everyone's like, what's Cypher's plan? Does she want to World War III? Because it seems like she can just do this with cars. I feel like
Yeah,
there's
why
a
does she even need nukes?
I don't know. It seems like she can hack cars. It seems like quite a good weapon that could be used.
Just do that.
I don't really know what her plan is. She keeps saying, "I don't want World War III," but if it comes to that, I don't really know what her plan is.
She just seems to want power
Yeah.
and money. But I'm like, if the world ends, you haven't got either of those.
No.
So what's your motive here?
Yeah.
She never really explains a motive, does she?
She kind of dances around it. She's like, "I don't want World War III, but at least I'll have nukes if that way no country can stop me." The cars are fun, but it's a scene that again the connotation of the scene is like, I don't know if this is good.
I think this is the dumbest thing they've done in the series.
What? Everyone grappling hooks into Dom and they pull him apart like tug of war.
Oh, it's just their plan is not sound.
Whose?
All of them. Every plan in the movie's not smart. It's stupid that Dom outsmarts them harpooning his
this
car.
is so bad. Yeah, Dom steals like
So
the nuclear codes, and then they've all got him like wired up. And I don't know how he gets out. It's a Cuban NOS, you know. They're not used to this Cuban NOS.
Yeah.
He gets out of it. Don't know how he gets out of it, but he hurts them all. This team's useless.
Oh my god,
Dom.
they're a bad team. But
Yeah.
in terms of the fact that the nukes, like the nuclear codes, are up to be stolen, surely any other team would also be involved. You wouldn't put all your eggs in Dominic Toretto's basket of like his misfits from LA.
But also, you've also got what seems to be such a powerful weapon of all the cars crashing into it. Surely you don't even need Dom, really. You could just control that car to drive here.
Yeah. Oh well.
She's using Dom weirdly.
It is. And it's also, I don't know why they would hire somebody like Dom gets the briefcase by just threatening them with death.
Yeah.
But wouldn't they have like hired somebody prepared to die for those codes?
I think so, yeah.
And like that's the job.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't hire somebody that's like, ugh.
Oh, at the first sight of danger, I'll give up the nuclear codes. No.
It's just not how it happens.
Yeah.
Just not how it happens. Why is the guy with the nuclear codes even in New York?
I don't know, but Mr. Nobody's like, ugh, Russia and America are not happy. All right, you guys are given full vigilante status. Go nuts.
Oh, yeah, they keep having this like running gag of that Interpol wants them, but Tyrese Gibson's number 11. Dumb. Interpol wouldn't want any of these fuckers.
No.
Let's face it.
Especially like Gibbs. The fact he made the list is a joke.
Oh my god. As if the Interpol would just be like, you're free to go, Gibbs. You're a threat to nobody and nothing.
All we've got your reports is you're the chatty man, so no, get out of here. So because Dom, what's it called? They're all driving off, but then Dom and Letty catches up to Dom.
Yeah.
I don't really know how this drive. He gets out of the car for some reason. I think he's like, I'm trying to get my Fitbit up, and then he kills Jason Statham. He's like, damn, and then Letty finds him, and Letty's like, don't do it, Dom, and he's like, still gonna do it. So, see you later, Letty. And then Cypher's like, hey, you hesitated. I'm gonna kill Eleanor. And the script's like, great. We did not know what to do with her, so it's wonderful. She dies.
She dies.
Yeah.
A violent death.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Do you reckon she's annoyed she's out of the franchise?
It's a pretty nice cash cow, I imagine.
I know.
Shaw's made a return, so quite frankly,
They can all come back.
They can all come back. She was off screen, so it's like Dom watches her not get the miss.
It'll be like that guy was also working for Mr. Nobody, and they like shovel her off the plane, and she'll be fine. She'll be back. So now like the world is ending.
Yeah.
It's like they just do this sort of leap where they go, let's all go to Russia then.
Yeah.
So they're all just in Russia. Like it doesn't
flow at all,
No.
really, because now Dom's in Russia about to EMP this submarine because they've got the codes and now they can do a submarine nuke. And the team's like, let's go over there and do that as well. We're going to stop them.
Yeah.
Because we worked so well before.
They all like go over in a car each. Why do they always need a car each?
I don't know. And sometimes Ramsey's sharing it with Michelle. It seems like a very, I don't know, it doesn't really work.
Yeah, just a couple.
Isn't it crazy how useless this team is? I've just realized Dom has done he was the one
He does
in
most of the
danger,
work, yeah.
and he gets himself out of it. What does the team do?
Nothing. The team's useless.
I actually don't think the team do anything really to stop it.
No.
Fuck, they're useless.
So
They
useless.
actually have
It's the
nothing.
worst team ever assembled.
It's crazy Dom's superpower keeps them like alive because they actually don't need to be in the film.
No.
If you just ignored their hijinks, Dom getting out of the situation alone is more interesting.
The team more just stops themselves from being killed,
Yeah.
and Dom's the one that goes, well, I'll just stop the world from ending.
Yeah.
So they just seem to get themselves into trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know, dumb.
We're at a Russian base, but it's not Russian base. It's taken over by terrorists. So I guess the Russian audience wasn't angry. It's a weird
know.
little line.
It is.
Nobody's like, nah, don't worry, they're terrorists. So don't you worry about that.
We're
you can kill
stealing
them.
it back from terrorists.
Yeah.
And she's stealing it from. So she's stealing it from terrorists who stole it from Russians.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Why weren't those terrorists also after the codes?
Well, I mean, it was in New York, so you couldn't, you know.
What were they gonna do? Go to New York?
Yeah, it's
Like these
impossible.
guys? This team this is how terrible the team is.
Mm.
They start driving out onto the ice, and
Yeah.
Roman just starts spinning his car. And the team not only doesn't care if he dies,
Laugh.
they go, haha, you and your dumb tires, Roman. Oh, okay, we'll just leave him to die. They constantly leave him in peril.
Yeah.
Like, Ludacris is very clearly just wants him dead.
Oh, yeah, no, Ludacris. They've gotten quite mean. I feel like in the fourth and fifth one, they're a bit more chummy. Ludacris is a mean man to the
Yeah.
Gibbs. It's pretty brutal.
Especially because I think it's pretty clear Roman is not of a sound mind.
No.
Like, it's almost like picking on a child. Wouldn't be surprised if we found out Roman is potentially, I don't know, like the IQ of a 11-year-old.
That's weird because he's like the Joker, so I don't really know how you could like really say he's got a low IQ. He's actually like kind of like holding the team together, so. Ugh.
Sounds like something someone with a low IQ would say.
I don't know, watching any of these films is kind of giving it to me.
Oh my god, I definitely lost some brain cells, haven't I?
So they're on the ice. It's like a long. It's a shame. I feel like we haven't really had much real car
Play.
There's been nothing. It's just like a CGI ice fest, and they're driving out, and the Russians are coming out to get them. And Dom's like, "Ugh, I'll figure this out. Don't worry." Helen Mirren has told Shaw he's alive, and get this, Pre-Shaw is alive. They're gonna save the baby.
I know. I love they jump onto the plane and Shaw tells Pre-Shaw, you and planes don't have good history. And then Pre-Shaw goes, oh no, you're right. And terrifies him.
Yeah.
Don't tell him that.
He's useless for the rest of the mission. He's like, I'm going to the cockpit, I'm going to hold the gun at the pilot, but I'm not doing anything else.
This pilot gives the performance of a lifetime. He gives 2 glances, both of them odd.
I wish it was visual, because it's such a...
I know, the way he sort of turns around is like, oh.
Oh, I'm
And when he's like,
sorry.
land the plane, he's like, oh.
It's kind of the reverse of my
Yeah.
confusion. He's like, okay. But anyway, this is my favorite scene. It's just a bit, it's like more the tone I wouldn't mind they would go down. Jason Statham, it's a very like Jackie Chan. It's not as good, but it's like, you know, Jason Statham's got the baby and he's like fighting all the people while the baby's like got earphones on. Fun little scene. And I think the film just feels so dead and empty that this is like what
Yeah.
I'm grasping onto.
Well, it's fun because in between all this is the most chaotic 10 seconds in film I've seen in a while, where the movie inverts on itself and explains how Jason Statham's alive, how he met Helen Mirren,
Yeah.
how Helen Mirren sent him and his brother to the plane, and then on top of that, how the guy from Cuba came back to help Vin. And then that the 2 guys from the 5th one.
Oh, the 2 guys, yeah, are also there in the heist.
Yeah.
It is nuts. Like I feel like my line was like, and then this happens, and this happens,
Oh,
and
I
this happens,
know.
and this happens.
You can tell that the writer obviously just needed 2 characters that whenever he needs extra sets of hands to
Yeah.
pull off anything, goes, just chuck him in.
But who chatted to them? Did Dom get a time to like?
When can he organize these things?
I don't know. He's great at organizing though. He had 5 minutes behind a truck, and he's done it all. Good on him, huh?
I'm like, if you were able to organize that meeting, why not just tell her in the email? Like, why meet up?
Why meet up? Why just send a text?
Just send it if you've got a contact for her, just tell her the plan.
I feel like you could have just sent a note. It feels like enough. If it's just not digital, you're gonna win against the hacker. She's got nothing on you. Could have just sent a letter.
The cars are now also just like the extension of an arm. anytime they want to do anything, they just use a car. Oh, can you grab that chain over there? They use a car.
Yeah.
It sets off like is it like a Rube Goldberg situation of events always?
Is it on the ice?
Yeah. It's like,
The ice scene's weird. The
Yeah.
ice scene's long, and again, the team have done nothing but kind of just been a distraction
The-
for Cypher. Because their plan is essentially the only thing they're being useful for is like, okay, let's make sure the submarine can't get out of the submarine base. Doesn't even matter because Dom single-handedly blows it up.
Yeah.
But that's their mission now, and they're driving, and the army people are shooting at them.
and the submarine breaks the ice,
Yes.
and I don't know why they keep driving straight.
I
Drive
a
left or
bit to
just,
left,
Yeah,
bit
just
to left.
verge off away from the submarine. If your team split in two
Mm.
and went in two different directions, the submarine would be like, I don't know what to do now, and would probably just pick one.
Mm.
But by the time the submarine had shifted gears, you guys would be fine.
We did miss it. I guess the only thing the team do is the Gibbs and Scott Eastwood stop the nuclear bomb. Thoughts on this? Because I didn't love it.
No, didn't enjoy it.
No.
That's why I didn't even want to bring it up.
Didn't want to bring
I
it
didn't
up.
want to utter Scott Eastwood's name again in the rest of this movie.
Oh, sorry. His best character arc is
Oh.
that. Oh no, I've completely forgot.
Go on, do
I
it.
hated the line because he's like, "Hey guys, I learned something. Rule number 3: there are no goddamn rules." And smashes the keys, and that's how they get the car. And Mr. Nobody's like, "Yep, you're cool now, Scott." And the Rock's like, "Yeah, you're cool now."
Mr. Nobody's a terrible leader.
He's a terrible
Do you
leader.
reckon feels like he's just sort of like a rock concert guy, like, yeah, now you've learned the way of us. Like, what do you mean? Why is this isn't a successful method of stopping the world from ending?
Oh, it's a mess. Anyway,
Who funds Mr. Nobody?
that's the secret, man. They're off the grid. They're not the FBI. They're higher, but they're lower. What are they? It's just plot glue at this point. It's just like we need something so fancy that not even the US Army could have. Mr. Nobody's got it.
They successfully blow up the submarine.
Mm-hmm.
It causes a huge explosion to go off.
Yeah.
Dom thinks, oh no, I'm toast.
Mm.
All of the cars block the flames.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
This would kill them all, right?
Yeah, I think a nuclear submarine flame would probably
Just kill them all.
kill a lot, kill a few.
Yeah. But I mean, he's not in a car.
No.
I feel like it would cook and boil anyone in the cars, but
then-
he himself would be burned alive.
Well, it's a contrast because this hand would be freezing, his lower body would be literally icy cold because it's the Arctic, and then his body would be crispy. So it'd sort of be, maybe it averages out. Maybe he's fine. Maybe this film is good. Good for them, huh?
I feel like he'd be one side of a toasted marshmallow and the other side of like a gooey ice drop.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
he'd sort of look a little bit like
Kind of like
ash.
just half ash, half sort of watery, like mud.
Yeah,
He should be mud.
he'd be muddy.
Yeah.
He'd look like the Sandman in Spider-Man 3 when he is in the sewer.
What a great reference, huh?
Huh?
We're all about reference comedy here. Remember that scene? That.
Remember in Pluto Nash when John Cleese was
Surely
like...
you can't remember a thing from Pluto Nash. That's crazy if you can.
So they end up on a rooftop in New York.
Yes.
I don't know why they're here. Whose rooftop's this?
Well, it's not LA, so I'm confused.
It sure as hell isn't New York either. This is the worst green screen in the fucking movie. This is just go to a rooftop or don't bother. It's
Yeah.
not hard.
Just do it in LA. Just do a garden. No one's gonna be furious.
Oh god, go to a park. You went to a beach in the last one. Why
Yeah.
on a rooftop? It's not like this was the New York one. You went to Cuba, New York, and Russia. Like,
New York was just to crash a bunch of cars and get some cars. Weird scene.
I know. And a massacre for the city.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's really upsetting.
Anything else you want to say? Letty and Dom kind of go, "Hey, this is our baby now,
is our
baby
baby now."
Brian."
Which is odd. In context, it would be like if me and my partner had a child and named them Oscar. When
Are
you're
you- well,
alive just there.
Are you not? Okay, we've got some talking to do. The episode's ending right now.
I'll do Oscar if you do Carl.
Oh no, I would never do that. That's a disgusting name. I'm not naming an infant Carl. That's a hideous name for a child.
He'll grow into it.
You haven't.
Sorry, not yet, but time's ticking. I've got a clock when it says
I
it's
will,
okay.
Yeah, at 58, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm finally here. I am Carl.
Carl has fully emerged. He's grown into his true self.
Carl, who would watch Fast and The Face of the Furious?
I think this is a tough one
Yep.
because I think this is one of the this is a bad one.
Mm.
It's definitely competent enough. You know, it's just. I mean, what is this franchise anymore?
I don't
this
really
is this is
know.
the beginning of the end. I think for its popularity.
Yeah, I think everyone after this was like, oh, okay, this is what this franchise is. It's got all the new fans from the 7, and they're like, okay, I don't really know I love this.
I think they definitely had one shot to try and cement their fandom.
Mm.
Like in terms of, it doesn't feel like the 7th one,
No.
does it? So if you loved the 7th one, it feels like a movie for no one. Because I think it was very felt in where the rest of the series then goes, off of the back of people not enjoying this one that much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't seen F9, or I haven't seen any of the new ones after this. So what's the tone? Are they keeping with this sort of superhero? Because it's very spy, but superhero. I don't know what I don't know what genre this even is, really.
Yeah, neither. I mean, I would say F9 goes back more to a scale of the 6th one.
Yeah.
So it does scale itself back down, but the FX looks
Nuts.
like the back to this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But then again, I don't know. F9 doesn't really scale itself back down. I don't.
I mean, it made a lot of money. It made like
did.
1.2 billion.
But I do think it's like this is like a downward trajectory.
Oh, of
like
course.
the franchise has had its peak.
There's nothing to grasp onto. It's like
Yeah.
8 different genres now, and it's really just sticking in for Vin.
I know.
I don't really know what Vin's character arc even really is now. He just got a kid.
But that's the other thing. Does anyone even like Dominic Toretto as a character? Is he a
I
good
don't know.
character?
I don't think he's a good character. I don't really know what his. I mean, he's been really only defined. I think probably the 5th one. He's just angry at
No.
everyone, and this is the first time he's been sort of not on a not on like a mission to kill somebody. He's
Yeah.
been captured and forced to do something else.
But you know, when you look at these very long-running franchises, where you look at characters and actors, say Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man.
Yeah.
You go, well, Robert Downey Jr. is so charismatic and fun in that role. I understand why people like that character.
Yes, yeah.
Same-
And there's a good like contrast of like Iron Man. You got like kind of like a character that is doing a lot of evil kind of things, but cohesively like sort of an alter ego in himself
Yeah.
that he kind of becomes likable. Whereas Dom, I've got no idea what the through line is really.
Yeah.
I don't know where he started at and where he is now. He's
Yeah.
kind of just a generic badass.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is for if you want genuinely a Saturday morning cartoon as a
Yeah.
film. I think this is the most cartoonish one. Just, yeah. Bad. I guess that's who would watch it. I mean, lots of people turned up for it, but I think they only turned up for it because they liked the 7th.
Yeah.
So I don't know who this is for, or what it's doing, or I don't know as a studio why you would like greenlight this script. You'd go, hey, we've got one chance to like.
I mean, Spectacle, I feel like they had that sort of like market of like, because I think it did really well in China, I
Yeah.
think. So I think they're like, I guess that's what people grasp onto. Yeah.
Oscar, who would watch this?
I guess Oscar winners who are like, what role can I do for a lot of money? So this is kind of Helen, Charlize. I hope the next couple's just like, I don't know, like Daniel Day-Lewis. He's just like, oh, I could be that guy. I could be that cop. I could be that. That could be me on screen.
The next one's John Cena.
Oh, another Oscar winner. Good.
Yeah.
I'll take John Cena. He's a bit of fun.
It's good that they removed The Rock and popped in another WWE star.
Yeah, and I think a better one. I like
I
John
would say
Cena
so.
a lot more.
In terms of the ranking, it's like Dave Bautista, John Cena, then The Rock, right?
I mean, like Prestige, yeah, Dave Bautista, but I quite like John Cena, his comedy. I like him in Peacemaker. He's holding up his Fred movies.
What a reference! I mean, he also he's really
great
good in
blockers.
blockers.
He's really
good in
good in
blockers.
Yeah. If you're a fan of blockers, check out the 9th one. Who would watch this? Carl, what are we doing next week?
Next week we are doing a listener request.
Oh yeah, we got an email, baby.
That's right.
And send us some emails if you want. Ask www.podcast@gmail.com. We want us to chat about a film. Got a question? Got a cue on your mind? We may answer it.
Yeah.
How about that?
We're going to be doing Strange Magic.
Yep.
Which I don't know who's seen it. I don't know who it's for. I don't really want to watch it, but we're
That's
doing
the spirit. That's the spirit. Carl's keen.
We're
Carl's
doing it.
keen. Oh, he's keen. Here's the thing: if you email us, we'll do it.
It's true. We are contractually obligated to do it.
Yeah, we signed a blood oath. That was a mistake, but hey, when a blood oath is staring you down the screen, it just guts to.
We need to stop doing things on a blood oath.
Ugh, no, I won't stop.
Remember when you committed to 11 years of having Foxtel on a blood oath?
Yeah, okay, that was an L, but hey.
Big L.
I mean, I got Fox 8, for a while, so,
You also got iron poisoning.
I mean, it was animation domination. Iron poisoning, it's worth it,
Man, animation domination and iron poisoning. Back in the day when if you were sick with iron poisoning,
And you were because you were low on blood.
and you were,
Most
yeah.
days you were sick.
Oh, man. And all that was on was animation domination. Boy, were you going to watch
King of the Hill, Simpsons,
Family Guy,
Futurama,
Oh,
and that other one that no one really liked to watch. I feel like American Dad was in there sometimes.
probably. American Dad sucks.
Yeah, I like the Alien though. I've only seen like 2 episodes.
Don't pretend that you've seen it all.
Okay, well that's great. Should we end it there? On my shame.
Yeah, I guess that's your recommendation. All right, everyone, check out American Dad. See ya.